Very yummy, thank you. Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. How you doing tonight? I'm gonna be on for 2 hours, so I hope you're available to hang out. Hey Ben, how you doing, my dude? How you doing tonight, Ben? What's going on, pal? Whereabouts are you located? I'm gonna guess America. Most people that watch are from America. I feel like 40% are from America, 20% are from like the Philippines, 20% are from 10 or 15% are from Canada, and 10 or 15% are from like, well, no, not that many from Australia. Australia has a decent participation though, for sure. It's pretty worldly. The interest in Splinterlands is pretty like all over there. I love it. Give me a second. Find something. Not for now. This. Put. Nope. Here's. Oh, it's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna pop into the questions bin. I want to try and grab a couple questions. But if you have a question that you want me to answer, you let me know in the chat and I will get to it. I will put it above what I find on the comment section. But I want to grab a couple. I want to spend the first half an hour here just answering questions because I actually want to clip and put it into later videos later on in the week. So Ben, you let me know if you got something on your mind. You want to talk about Splinterlands, you want to talk about SPS, you want to talk about what else is interesting right now, Chaos Legion, the sales, you want to talk about what else, maybe land, you let me know. I'm happy to talk about it. But in the absence of that, I'm going to pop over and I'm going to check out some comments. Okay. So let's see. I'm trying to find a good one with an in-game name to be recorded. This is actually a cool question. Crazy Kamikaze says, could it be that rewards cards, the whole reward, like there's 21 reward cards that were released, did they kill Chaos Legion? Rewards is a massive injection of CP, which seems to be the bottleneck when players want to rank up. It's never because of rating. CP, yeah, CP is the bottleneck. You're right for ranking up. It's all gonna change when they give Chaos Legion utility, aka modern format. Do I agree with? So I feel like there's 2 points here. One, Chaos Legion is really being thwarted. The sales of Chaos Legion is being thwarted by the deep reward pool, which is probably affecting people's desire to buy more cards. You don't see it exactly that way, but I think that's probably what you're getting at. I think that's probably true. There's so many reward cards. They are free and interesting. Some people are focusing on getting those maxed out first, and because there's so many of them in well, not so many, but there's a lot more of them than there are of the previous reward cards. They end up being in circulation longer, and that means that the marketplace can get flooded, the price can fall. That can be a desirable purchase for new players. That takes away the desire to purchase new Chaos Legion packs. I think that's all true. I'm not certain that's your point, but that's a connection I'm drawing between the two. But when you go on to say that it's all going to change when the modern format kicks out, I don't know that that's true. I think you're making a strong point. Let's see, what is it? Kyokiz. You're making a strong point that reward cards there are probably too many reward cards for prices to spike huge. But there's two, we almost need to talk about this in two different ways. One, when will cards prices spike? Two, do we want card prices to spike? And of course, you and me who own cards want card prices to spike, but you have to think about it from like the not just our vantage point, but actually a vantage of, you know, the long-term sustainability of Splinterlands and its ability to draw in new players that can have fun building a deck, not, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars, but just for a few, maybe a couple $100 building a decent deck and having some fun, right? That's that narrow path we have to navigate down. And it's super easy for us to say, man, I want prices to go back up because that would be amazing for me. But then what would that do for the new players? And then would that allow our game to keep growing, or would that be a burden and a barrier to future growth? I'm not certain I know the answer to that question, but I guess what I'm thinking is these cheap reward cards and even the cheap Chaos Legion cards are an interesting opportunity for new players to start building decks. And people who understand what this is are going to be doing so. And I think if you watch my content, you know, my view is long-term bullish, but it's like, it's not short-term, you know, big win. I've never said that that's what this will offer. And I think it's really important that people be serious when they invest, that they be patient and they understand. And I think these cards are going to be hugely undervalued one day. Like, we're going to laugh at how cheap these cards were. But maybe that's a couple years away. Now, I know these cards will probably sell out in the next 6-8 months. I think I haven't been following the math exactly, but I feel like it's about 10% a month ish. So that would be about a year, and that would be maybe 7 or 8 more months from now, which would be like toward the end of this year. So if these sell out at the end of 2022, I would say that their price starts rising mid 2023. And, you know, maybe rising means double, which might sound like not very much, but, you know, double is pretty serious. And then it's really only up from there, because once they're out of circulation, there's always a desire to have, to get that next level for your card. And so that's where the card prices start to turn into what we talked about before on a previous video, where I talked about which cards are going to go up. And when you look at the reward cards, it's like the old ones are just crazy. Like, I mean, look at the regular, these old reward cards, you know, 100, 70, 30, 30, you know, these are legendaries. So let's be fair. Let's look at some of the rares. Is there a rare up here? Epic. Oh, here's a rare. Here's an epic. So even if they went to like $4, how would you feel about like a 3-cent card turning into like a $20 card, or a 3-cent card turning into a $7 card, or a $8 card? Like, that's really, really good. That's really, really good. You could have 1,000 Pellicor mercenaries, and that would cost you 10 would be $3. No, 10 would be 30 cents. 100 would be $3. 1,000 would be $30, I think. And, you know, I think quite conservatively that could turn into, you know, $1,000 from times point. So turn $30 into $1,000. I think that's certainly possible with like some of these reward cards: Pellicor Mercenary, Pellicor Bandit. And so I do think reward cards are holding back. I do think reward cards are holding Chaos Legion back. And I think that will be true for the next few months. But what's happening also is they're both selling out slowly. They're both being pushed forward. Reward cards are being slowly given out every probably 8-10% per month. Simultaneously, we know Chaos Legion is selling not as rapidly as I originally thought, not as rapidly as most people want, but we're making progress. And I don't know how to judge this, but I do believe, I stand by my initial assertion, which is that as this number gets closer and closer to the max 15 million, it will speed up, because certain people will say, okay, this is my last chance, And when they're done, you won't buy them for $4. When they're off the market, they won't be sold for $4. They'll be sold for 5 or 6 or 10 because people will want them, and the cards will, the limited number will start affecting the price point. So long answer short, I do think reward cards are impacting Chaos Legion. I don't know if it's a bad thing. It's unfortunate for me personally, but I think for the long term, which is always my approach with this game, I'm like, let's just stay focused. Let's keep grinding. Let's, stack the NFTs that we're able to accumulate for free by playing the game, and just try not to get concerned with how we're doing financially, over 2-3 months. Let's think it longer and just plan it. That's my view anyways. I know that can be hard, but that's what worked for me, and that's what I'm going to do again. Hey, Erwin, how you doing, my dude? First time to watch you live. Cool. Thanks for coming to hang out. Jim, there he is. Hey, buddy, I'll send you. I'm going to throw Jim on the chat, guys, but first I want to check the chat here, send some shout outs. Atomically Challenged. Hey, buddy. JPH is here. Hey, dude. Yeah, I'm still up. AFK Arena. Good to see you, bud. Hey, 12. I finally did it. I'm at silver now. Nice. And I think I can get into silver 2 without any problem, but I lack the power. How many months do you need to earn enough power to stay there without renting cards, do you think? Well, if you quickly did some math, let's see, you're gonna, this will be really rough, but let's try and crunch it. So look, at silver, let's say you're playing silver 3, you're gonna get 12 loot chests with a 50-50 chance to get a card. And that means 6 cards every 2 weeks, which is every 26 times a year. So within a year, you should get 156 cards from that process, times 5 collection power. And some of them will actually be rares, and some of them will be epics, and some will be legendaries. But I'm going to say, within a year, I bet you put together, for free, just by getting your free cards from the loot chest, I suspect you put together say 2,000, maybe even 5,000 rank collection power, just by getting free cards. And if you get lucky with maybe a gold foil, Oceanus or something like that, then that changes the whole math. But that doesn't count your DEC that you're earning. So I think you could put together probably 5,000 from your cards, and maybe then you get DEC from playing, and maybe if you buy cheap collection power with that DEC, then that moves the needle more rapidly. So I don't know exactly, but it's going to depend largely on your luck, and just be patient with him, my dude. Okay, Jim, I'm going to grab you. Let's see here. Discord. Hey, pal.
Hello there.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How's the stream going?
Good. How was the D&D?
Oh, it was exciting.
Did you die?
No. I pretty much never die.
You a week or 2 ago, you said you came pretty close, I think, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's we went up against some bad guy who happened to be the essentially the principal to our wizard's school, who is also my former boss, because my character used to be the nurse at the high school.
Yeah.
Except I kind of got fired because I wasn't able to keep up with the workload, which is hilarious because for warlocks, because that's what I am, for warlock, you don't get as many spell uses per day, or as much as a wizard can cast, right? So it's funny because like I'm doing a few spells every few hours because it's like, all right, now I need to take a break. So inside of D&D, where we're at, we can only cast 2 spells right now,
Yep.
and then I have to take an hour break. So I got fired for that reason. Yeah.
Oh man. Were you here from, I don't know when you popped in, were you here from the get-go? Did you hear the conversation with about any of the
Heard most
AFKs?
of that part.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Oh man, hey, how did the event with Luke go?
Oh, it was a blast.
Cool.
Got to talk with the guy from YGG. I
Hmm.
think his name's Lazy Dragon. Is that his name?
Last Dragon.
Last Dragon. That's
Yeah.
it. Last Dragon.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he was fun to talk to.
Mhm.
And then another guy by the name of Sigma Payton,
Hmm.
something along those lines. Really cool guy. He's also big into card games like I am.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it was cool talking to them.
Cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. Well, maybe you can't see my screen actually, but I'm enjoying. My wife went out. She's going out with her girls tonight, so tonight she brought me home a premium craft soda. It's called Bear and Beaver ginger beer, and it's like a beautiful looking can. It looks like it's British. It's got the flag, the Union Jack flag on it. It's kind of like, I don't know if you. It's almost spicy because it's got that ginger, and then it's got like a real sweetness on the back end. It's really nice. Real ginger, lime, cane sugar, delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, lost him. Hang on one second here. Discord.
Welcome back.
Yeah, hey pal. My kid, you know what my kid does? She likes to draw on my computer when I'm not at my desk. And she goes, she must have tinkered with, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, she must have tinkered with my mouse somehow, so it's like much faster than I'm used to. And so I just hung up on you for that reason.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah. Hey Kendall, how you doing, my dude? Stupid question. Someone cancels a rental. Do we get our DAC back prorated? Yeah, Jim's. Or I saw somebody answered this. You get your atomically challenged says you get DAC refund if more than 24 hours are left on the rental. That's right. So it's proportioned by the day. So if you stop the rental with like, you know, a few minutes left and there's a day left and a few minutes in this day, they're going to pay you out for that full day that you had in escrow, because all the money gets put into escrow and it only gets surrendered to the card owner after the day begins. And that's how the contract works. Hey Carlo, how you doing, my dude? He says hi to, what's up 12 and Jim? Sky Salam. Good evening from Indonesia, 12. Thanks, man. Ang San, when Rift Watchers comes out, will Untamed become wild or modern? When Rift Watchers comes out, that's a mini expansion. It will not move the needle on what the starter deck is. The starter deck changes when the larger expansion packs come out. The main sets. Yeah. That's a good way to say it. Yep. Man, I've missed a lot of the town halls lately. Has there been much talk about Rift Watchers, Jim?
No, not a whole lot. Just because like they were aiming at like June or July, pretty much, for Rift Watchers to drop.
Yeah.
But I mean, they have, you know, they don't really like to put out information for stuff until it's like almost time for it, you know?
Yeah.
And they're really focusing on the modern wild format. They're focusing on land right now as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's 2 other things, but I forget exactly what.
Tournament stuff?
Yeah, tournament stuff.
Yeah, they said that
And
they're trying to do stuff with that. I don't know, precisely what that entails. I know that Weird Beard was taking on some extra responsibility with that. Yeah,
oh, Ellie Ross.
nice. Eli won one of the packs last night, didn't he? I sent it to him, I think, after we were done. I want these Chaos Legion
Eli.
centers. Yeah.
Let's call him Ellie.
Yeah.
Whoops.
And Jerry-O's in the house. I've been today. I didn't this morning. What happened this morning? So today is my day off. Like with my new job, Fridays are a day off, and I woke up. My kid Lumina is much better. Thank you for everybody's their concern, but she is cranky as all as she could possibly be. She's so cranky. She's got a big tooth coming in, and she is ferocious all day long, including all night long. So last night she was up at like 3 a.m. crying. So we brought her to the bed. I'm holding her, and she just wouldn't settle. And so I think I probably got 4 hours sleep. But then throughout the day, just trying to, my wife and I met with an adoption person to come to our house to talk about us adopting a kid. And
Wow.
it's like this, there's a lot of stress around that. And hang on a second, my daughter's here. What's up? Up to you, baby. You can say something, baby. It's okay. You can talk. You gotta go back to bed. But what are you saying? Okay. Hey, Jim. I'll be right in.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, I gotta go turn off her light, but I'm gonna. I'll be right back. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Cheerio. Yeah, it's posted on my YouTube. It's I think it's pretty funny. I don't think Dwayne's seen it yet. I know Eli has seen it. He commented on it. Thank you. It's all about Splinterlands red chaos summoner creatures that I could beat in a fight. So next one, I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next one. Probably green or something. Green, maybe life. Yeah, it's oh yeah, I guess. Can't you guys just click on
Okay.
the gamer? Okay.
Hey, pal.
Welcome back.
What'd I miss?
They were talking about my latest video I dropped.
Oh, what were you tell me about it? I haven't seen it.
It is about Chaos Legion red creatures.
Okay.
Okay. It's a tier list, and it's ones that I could beat in a fight.
Who would you beat in a fight?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I got inspired to do it from a Pokemon YouTuber.
Yeah.
I guess 2 years ago, he made a video talking about the original 151 Pokemon
Yeah.
that he could beat in a fight.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have to do this for Splinterlands. This is such a funny idea.
Mhm.
So yeah, I couldn't pass it up, right?
I was speaking of YouTubers, and as soon as you said that, I was thinking just recently on Joe Rogan, I saw MrBeast. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but man, he's an interesting dude. Did you see that?
I'm assuming it was the one with MrBeast. Is that what you said?
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you check that out?
I saw a clip. I didn't get to check out all of it.
Me neither. But he's an interesting dude. Like he He spends like millions of dollars on a video. Millions.
Yeah. Everything that he makes from his videos, he puts it pretty much all into the next one.
That's intense. Like the commitment there, because you would be like, if it ever didn't work, you're back to zero.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. Hey Eli, hey Jonathan. It's going good, man. Jonathan, it's going good. After, like I was trying to say earlier, there was a lot of stress and bad sleep. My kids fussy, stress because of the adoption meeting, but everything went well. It was a good positive interaction with the adoption person. Nothing is finalized, but just it was good. It was good. And so now my wife's off hanging out with her girls, and I'm just gonna relax and enjoy my ginger beer and chat with you guys.
There you go.
Eli's like, don't hate on Ellie. That's funny. Sometimes the names are confusing. I mean, it's a YouTube name, so you just can't know. Can't know sometimes. Let's see, melee only. I like some of my double attackers on the white team. Well, that's all I got. Okay, I gotta pick that. We gotta go Kitty, and then we go. Ooh. So we go opportunity then. What's the play here? Okay, and then so Silver Shield Knight is like the old version of like the Chaos Knight now. This is an interesting comparison. If you guys want to look at something like a bargain hunt, you should check out Silver Shield Knight cost versus Chaos Knight. Like, look at how similar these two cards are. They both have armor, they both have 6 hit points, they both have a decent amount of melee, they both have a decent speed. This one's faster, but this one has Giant Killer, which is nice, and it has shield, which makes it more of a tank. In fact, I'm going to put that one in the back line. Now, the only real question is, do I want to... I think I do. I want to get rid of him and go like that. Get the double Inspire. But, I mean, if you just look at the price on that and then just think it through, like, eventually the Chaos Knight will be out of... It'll no longer be in circulation. Again, don't think about the game like it's like, how is it going to make money for me in the next 2 weeks? Think about it longer. 2, 3, 4 years, and accumulating cards for like 6 cents, I think, and they can turn into like, I think it's $1 per BCX kind of thing. A lot more anyways. What's gonna happen here? He's got the armor repair and he's got the taunt, but I do have a shield on my back line, which is nice. Ooh, we absolutely erased him.
Straight up destroyed him.
Plus the kitty speed means I can't miss, which is nice.
Yeah. Ooh, that poison is nice.
Yeah. Like, look at these hit points. This is why I think white is like the melee beast these days. 5 Silver Shield Assassin hitting twice for 5 and a poison.
Yeah.
And look at that Stitch Leech. The Stitch Leech is taking home 3 hit points with every hit because of its melee damage.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. Definitely got some strong stuff right there.
Sky Slim 12, what's your opinion on adding account level and each level up reward you a pack card? So that'd be, yeah, I mean something like Overwatch, hey Jim, where like when you rank up you get like a loot chest maybe.
Yeah, I can see it.
I don't see why not, actually. You know what I mean? Like, I know the game developers really want us to invest in this game, but at the same time, when we invest our time in the game, that's actually really good for them too, and for everyone. And so I think that's a great idea. I've never heard somebody say that, and it's, I don't know why. It sounds really simplistic and easy, and you could just, you know, the levels could be increasingly difficult to reach. Maybe at like the first 10 levels it's kind of easy, and then the next 10 it's a little harder, and it becomes, I know in Overwatch it goes up to I think 500 or something. Maybe it goes on forever, I don't know, but
yeah, it does.
but it certainly gets harder and harder and harder. And
it actually doesn't. It gets to a point where the experience caps out at a number. Then every single level after that, it just takes that exact same number.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it difficult? Well, maybe that would need tweaking. I would think that I don't know how they would want to do that. If they wanted to do it, I would think they would want it to scale where people, because it would also be cool. Some people especially would love to have their account be one of the highest leveled accounts. Do you know what I mean? Like if your account could go up to 500, 1,000, somebody would play almost as a primary goal to be the highest rank. And so I would think that they would want a diminishing return on freebies. But either way, I think it's a great idea. And I think it actually merits a suggestion during one of the town halls. I think it's a great idea, dude. You should drop that comment.
I could also see them setting, since they want to do changes to the questing system, they could also implement the level 4 quest. So it'll be like, you know, once you get to like, let's say like level 100, in order to go to the next level, you have to complete X amount of quest or make it a really difficult thing to achieve.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So like your daily quests would be a marker for how high your level can reach. Is that what, am I understanding your suggestion?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. They would utilize that the daily quest to increase levels. Or get rid of the daily aspect of it, and it'll be like, all right, in order to reach level 5, you got to win 5 games with every color or something like that. In order to go 100 to 101, you have to win, say, like 100 games with the life splinter or something along those lines.
Yeah, that sounds smart. That sounds like that would work.
Yeah,
I like this idea a lot. I hope it actually takes shape, because I do agree there could be more ways to. I've heard people say, one of the criticism heard repeatedly is that, you know, why isn't there more to do? Like I come in, I do my daily rank, my quest, and then I feel like, you know, maybe I'm just done for the day, and that's what I do anyways, and that's okay for me because I'm running like a YouTube channel, and I've got 2 kids. But some people, they're thirsty for more, and it's not nearly enough. And so, yeah, I think that makes a ton of sense, and it would be relatively trivial. I mean, probably, as I think it through, it probably wouldn't be a pack. It probably would be cards. It'd probably be like a guaranteed reward card. Why not? None of this like 1DC or you know, credits business. But like, what if it was like a random card, and you got like a 50% chance it's a common, and a 25% chance it's a rare, and so on. And then that would be really cool. I think people would fight for that stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey Necro, how you doing, dude? I just heard about that guy. Hi all, Necro in the house. Nice stream, Dwayne. Thanks, man. Ben Holiday. My East has an awesome mission with a few in his accounts as well. My East. An awesome mission with a few in his account. I don't know what that means. MrBeast, there we go. MrBeast has an awesome mission. Yes, he does. Yeah, he has several YouTube channels now, I think. He has, listen to this. How brilliant is this? So the guy is like, I think the biggest YouTuber on the planet. I think, maybe I'm wrong about that, but he's one of them. PewDiePie.
I think PewDiePie is still larger than him, but yeah.
And then also I think those kids. There's one kid show, and there's some Indian tech thing that's gigantic. But anyways, he's huge, And he's so smart for a 20-year-old guy or 23-year-old guy or whatever. He decided, look, my show is a huge hit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post, I'm going to get somebody to voice over all my existing videos. And he just, like, he turns it into Spanish, he turns it into Portuguese, he turns it into whatever. And it's all the same content, and they're massively growing channels in and of themselves, and they're all monetized, of course. And so it's like, you know, he's just gonna triple dip on all of his great content. Plus, like, I think Eli was saying, the guy he's like a philanthropist too. He has a philanthropy channel, and he just gives away cars and houses and everything crazy. It's awesome.
Wow.
Have you ever watched his stuff before?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, like he'll go to a car dealership, buy all the cars, and then open it as a business, and like literally the first person who shows up gets a free car, and he'll just give away the cars.
MrBeast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was. He also recently did like a Squid Games.
Yeah, I saw that
a lot
one.
of people didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done some crazy stuff.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Mm-hmm. There was one who was like buying, ordering pizza delivery and tipping the house.
Tipping the house? He gave that's so cool.
He gave the dude the house that he delivered to.
That's so cool.
It's nuts.
Hey, Jonathan, how's the job going? It's going well. I had my first week. Thursday was my last day of the first week. In fact, it's going really well. I'm loving it. What I do is I oversee our whole volunteer team on the front end. So my church has kind of two volunteer teams. There's one for family stuff, like kids, taking care of kids, taking care of families. That's a different volunteer group. My volunteer group is like people that, for instance, greet you at the door, who help you find parking, who help you find seating, who help you get connected with the church or give coffee, these kinds of things. And so I'm overseeing all those different teams, and I have there's recruitment components, but it's a lot of just really, having conversations with people, which of course, as you can tell from me having a YouTube channel, that's something I like doing already. And, I'm having conversations with people who love Jesus and who want to, share that with the world. So that's right up my alley. And plus I work with a great group of people. Like the week before I got the job, or just after I got the job, I get a phone call. I miss it. I missed it by a second or so. And I check my phone, and it's my new boss. And I missed it. He left a voicemail. So I go to listen to the voicemail, and it's him and him and two of my new closest people on my team, leaving a voicemail, just being like, hey Dwayne, we're super glad you're coming, dude. Like, just like hooting and hollering, whistling and yelling. And like, how cool is that? Like, who just happily and joyfully and excitedly welcoming you in a way that's like, kind of pretty vulnerable. Like, what, there's no caution there. It's just totally kindness and love. And so it's awesome. And then he also made a comment about me trying to adopt. Fingers crossed. I hope it works. We'll know. We've been trying to adopt for a couple of years, but we'll see. If God wants us to have a little one, he'll give us another little one. I hope he does, though. Eric M, what's going on, Dwayne? Really appreciate you answering my question about the guild brawls the other day. No problem, dude. I don't 100% know if my answer is accurate, but I believe it is. And so I hope I'm not leading you astray.
As funny as it sounds, I think the mystery behind guild brawls is more than lands that we know. Like, the information that we have about the rewards on guild brawls is nothing.
I know. And I feel like, Jim, I mean, you're kind of in this space with me, but you have your own channel, and we're representing Splinterlands and so on and so forth. But I feel like there's still most people don't know anything about brawls. Like like we're in it. We should know. Like you and I should probably be particularly knowledgeable, and yet
Yeah.
I don't think it's not just us. I feel like there's a small minority of people who are crushing it in guild brawls, and everyone else is. Most people I don't think are even in guild. I'd love to see the data though, like what percentage of teams are on in a guild, and how many participate in brawls and so on.
One thing when I was watching the videos about it, I was like, I was super hopeful that like, okay, come on, Dwayne knows something that someone has no effing clue about. I'm like, because I don't know anything about the guild brawls and exactly how it works, and it drives me nuts because I'm a big numbers person, and I want to know this stuff so badly. But yeah, it's like they just haven't put anything out there, and it's been here for what, a few months now.
No, even is it maybe even it's got to be 6 months. I mean,
Yeah,
it's been a long while, and then in addition to, I guess, the time it's been, there should have been there probably is a plethora of writing out there that I just haven't seen maybe. But I have seen nothing that is super clear on this issue. I haven't heard a town hall talk about it. I haven't seen another YouTuber cover brawls. But I can tell you though that when I cover brawls on the channel, it doesn't do well. There are certain videos that do well and there are others that don't. And that doesn't stop me from covering things. I really am astonished that 6,000 people follow my channel. I don't stop talking about what I want to talk about because it doesn't generate the same clicks or whatever. However, this probably feeds into the fact that there's a lack of knowledge on it, because it seems to me, and maybe it's my thumbnails and maybe it's like how I talk about it. I can't say, I can't control all the variables, but I can tell you that when I do a video on brawls, it gets probably 200 or 300 views, whereas I get closer to 1,000 views on a video that's either about Chaos Legion or about bargain hunting, or some sort of tip, some great tip on that maybe not everybody knows about. So that's probably part of it. So that either means that maybe people aren't fighting guild brawls and therefore don't care, or maybe I think that must be it, because people don't know this stuff. So it's not like they already know it and therefore don't want to watch it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Carlo, man, a lot of thanks guys for coming and hang out. I see that. I think there's 24 people in the chat. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Eli says he's a fan of sharing wealth. I'll send you my Bitcoin wallet, Eli. No, I'm just teasing, dude. Yeah, man, it's awesome. Like, if you can, we are probably, I don't know where you guys are all from, but Jim's American, I'm Canadian. We are amongst the richest people in the world. If we can't share some of that, and I don't mean all of it, but if you can't share a little bit every now and then, there's a problem. And so I totally agree. And then a guy like, what's his name? Beast, MrBeast, to do what he does, it's he clearly, he must be thinking that kind of thing. Like, I don't know if he's religious, I don't know what his backstory is, but for him to do something like that, it's so wild, it's so different than what most people do, isn't it? That's really, really cool. And he sells beast burgers. Yeah, that's true. He does too. Hey Jordan, how you doing, my dude? Oh, Jim, what's going on this weekend? Got plans?
This weekend I am doing some recording for Hobbies and Happiness.
Awesome. Which everybody should check out.
There is a new Villainous that got released a few days ago.
Okay, you were saying that you guys really like that, right?
I'm iffy on it.
Okay.
Like, I'll play it, but it gives me anxiety. I don't really know why. It's a card game. I really don't understand why, but I think it's okay. Dan loves the game, but they already have Disney and Marvel, so you get to play as the bad guys in like nearly all the Disney movies and the Marvel stuff, or some Marvel movies. And now they're coming out with Star Wars Villainous, which I was joking about like months ago.
Yep.
And yeah, I guess they're actually making it, or it's already made, and then now it's going to be produced soon.
Are you a big Star Wars guy?
I wouldn't say big into it, but I enjoy them.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm a big Star Wars person, but I've watched them all and several times, but still I'm not how do I would say that? I'm not very passionate about it. I prefer Star Trek. I also prefer Battlestar Galactica. I also prefer what else? What are some series that I'm super passionate about? I mean, yeah, I haven't tried Boba Fett, but I do really like, what's the other one called? Mandalorian. I really enjoyed Mandalorian. Thought that was quite special, actually. So, I guess some of the parts of it I really am passionate about, I guess, and maybe other parts not so much. That's maybe the best way to say that.
I haven't even seen the latest one, or the last of the third trilogy.
No?
Yeah, I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah, the last of the third. Do you mean the modern trilogy with Rey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what is it called. The Last Jedi? Might be
Episode 9.
I don't remember what it's called, but I didn't see that one either. That was the one. Now that you say that out loud, I remember that was one I didn't see. I didn't enjoy Rey really very, very much, but I did like Andrew Driver as Darth. What's his name? Anyways, the lead villain.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Kylo Ren. Yeah.
Yeah, he did really good with that.
Carlo was asking me if I do ushering work. I don't do ushering work anymore, Carlo, but I actually used to for my church. So when like 9 years ago, I started going to church, and then I started ushering because it just seemed like anybody could usher, and I could figure that out. Like, you stand at the end of an aisle and help people find a seat. Hopefully you don't yell at them. So I did that for a while, but now I kind of oversee those teams, the ushering team and the coffee team and a couple other teams. And that's what I do for a living, which is crazy because I've done insurance for my whole life, and now I'm working at a church. Jason Avis says, I'd love to hear some ideas on some new summoners. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I have been thinking about that, but I haven't written down any of my thoughts. So it's like, it's all fresh. Like I keep, if I had notes, then I'd be cool to pull them out. But I think if we, like, let's look at summoners. Let's look at regular. We'll look at, what's an interesting way to do this? We look at old summoners, and then we maybe compare that to, we think about how that compares to the new summoners. We can probably look at what's missing. You know what I mean? Like, maybe there's something missing that will be replicated, because I do think they will replicate some things.
I'd love to see void armor.
Where would you put that?
Oh, and to what color?
Yeah. I feel like that would be pretty nasty. Like, I mean, good very powerful. In the white team. There's a lot of armor on the white team.
Okay. I was gonna say I'd love to see it in green or blue as well, because they have the Wavesmith and Queen Mycelia for the protect.
Yep, good point. If we check out protect quickly, let's check that out. Protect.
I think that's what it's called, protect.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So this is all cards, and then so old card, old card, old card, old card. So Tower Griffin's a modern. Like, look at the white modern that you can do, and I have all these Truth Speaker, Silver Shield. You can do 6 extra armor on them, and that's not even. It's not even a bad team either. It's like this guy does 5 archery damage at the highest level, which is crazy from a sniper. And then this guy does 2 at the highest level. And remember, you can match them up with Sloan. And then this guy doesn't do any damage, or girl, but she's great with the tank heal, the protect, and the cleanse.
Yeah, that's a really good one too. Honestly, you could really give it to any of them, but
I do agree that, you know, that I think, you know, wouldn't I could see them doing something like that for blue, because maybe in part because they're already a little bit I'm thinking they're kind of armor centered, but maybe it's really just the Wavesmith, I guess. The Crustacean King's too old school, but let me look at the other monsters that don't, not the protect monsters. Good water. Like, it would certainly go good with the Demon Shark, that's for sure.
yeah, that's for sure.
Fineback Turtle, which is an old one. Frozen Soldier, which is an old one, but remember, any new summoner they bring in would be transferable to the old, and then make this guy really interesting. Yep. I like this guy, but I never bought him, or I never played him. I think I do own him maybe at a high level. But look, even at the highest level, he's only got 6 hit points, and he doesn't have... Magic Reflect is useless unless you have like a lot of hit points, and he never does. So even if like... if you Magic Reflect, like it's not like your opponent has one monster he's shooting you with magic. It's usually they send 3 or 4 magic monsters, and so this Magic Reflect will hurt 1 or 2 or even 3 of your opponents. But then this guy dies, and the others are just wounded.
Yeah.
So Magic Reflect. There's sometimes, this is an interesting point. Some abilities are great, but they're useless unless they're matched with some sort of synergy. Magic Reflect requires high hit points or void armor. And that's something you just have to know. That's like, you know, there's every ability almost seems to have something like that, but you need to think it through and yeah.
You know, I was actually just thinking about another form of like thorns damage essentially, or a reflection. Call it Frostbite.
Yeah.
And it lowers their speed to 1 for melee attacks.
Cool. I like
That'd
that.
be cool.
It makes sense for melee because of the touch and the frost, you know, the frost connection.
Yeah.
Would it be too unidimensional if it only hurt melee? Like, would it just be vulnerable like to archery and magic? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like it. I do like, because speed is definitely, that's a good line of thinking though. Let's talk about speed, because speed is super, like, out of the last few matches I just fought, Kitty. 4 of my last 5 wins are me with Kitty. And then, you know, Quix is quite good these days too, because of the speed nerf that he offers. And Tarsa or Kellia Frendel speed, and so man, something like that makes a lot of sense.
Or if it's not even like a reflection thing, you could make it when you attack, you have a 50% chance to proc Frostbite.
What about just simpler? Like, I think that sounds great, but what about just like a reverse Kitty, like a creeping ooze type summoner who does 2 slows?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that makes a lot of sense, because Kitty is obviously super powerful and really unaffordable, and so they aren't keen on erasing the value of old cards. So I wouldn't think that they would come out, for instance, I would not expect them to come out and just counter Kitty But I could imagine them coming out and let's see. Like what
-2 speed.
Yeah. Like -2 speed, maybe.
Affliction.
Ooh, that would be I'd feel that would be like a direct counter.
Yeah, it would be.
And then True Strike. That would be like the Kitty Slayer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think you could do 2 speed or 2 slows, maybe repair, and +1 armor. What were you guys saying?
Oh yeah, armor plus a repair would be really nice.
What was your suggestion though?
I was just trolling around and saying blast.
Blast. Yeah, just Yoden and Kitty squished together. Let's see. I think that's pretty. I think I could see that happening. I mean, I wouldn't see it being. Would it be a dragon? I don't think it would be a dragon.
Who in lore, color-wise, would be good at manipulating the flow of your opponent's speed? You could say like Earth, manipulating the ground to make it like difficult terrain.
Yeah. I feel like death, like zombies, and like I think dirt, and I think like mud, and I think so. Well, they do have like slow on the Cryptomancer.
Yeah, they're all about debuffing.
Yeah, debuffs. Yeah, you're right.
Which Eli's phone would not let him say for some reason.
Hey, Mum Pulls is here. Hey, dude, good to see you. Mum Pulls is on the Splinterlands team.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. He last I heard, maybe the things are changing so fast over there. Maybe he's moved on, but he was on the customer service team helping out with all of our complaints and reimbursements and on. Great guy. He talked to me for probably an hour one night.
Cool.
Amp says, I joined a guild and participated in brawls recently. One thing I like about brawls is that when you participate in it, it gives you merits, and that you could use it to buy gladiators. Exactly, Pamps. That's the thing, man. And interestingly, Pamps, if you don't know this, I said this in a recent video, but not everybody will have seen it. So let's quickly comment on this. Gladiator cards require a lot of copies to be maxed out. And so you need a long time of playing the game and brawling to get the merits that you need to achieve enough packs to unlock adequate numbers of these cards to level them up for yourself. As you can see, most of my cards are level 1, some of them are level 2. But like, this is a rare Captain Katie, and look at this, 3 magic, Bloodlust. What a great card. Snipe, 3 magic, 6 hit points. To get it leveled up though, I need 5 copies of it to get it 1 more level. I need 115 copies to get it max level. And it does 5 magic damage if you ever get it there. So think how long you have to play this game and how many brawls you have to fight in. Because you probably, even if you're in a good guild with high level buildings, I was in IG 2 or IG 4, I forget now. IG 2, I think. And they had really the high level buildings. And I was getting roughly 1,800 to 2,000 merits per brawl. That's like 1 pack every week or every few days. So
every 5 days, I think it is.
So I mean, this is one of the reasons why I keep telling people you should be interested in brawls, because they offer great cards like this one here, and it takes a long time to accumulate the in-game rewards to enable you to buy them, to earn them. So just get started on that sooner than later so that you can enjoy these, because brawls are going to reward you with not just cards, not just gladiators, not just merits, but we've been told SPS down the road. And so, I mean,
yep, that's the one I'm excited for.
Not for everybody, but I think you should care. Yeah, do you guys brawl in your guild?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we pretty much have everything for Brawl at level 2 right now.
Mm, yeah,
So
that's what we've done
that's
too.
like the bare minimum to be doing stuff with it. Because it's the store, that's when it allows you to buy the packs. The barracks gives you access to using the Gladiator cards, I believe.
Mhm.
And then what does the arena give?
The arena
Oh,
engages you with certain enemies, right? Like the higher level your arena, the higher your fights, I believe.
yeah, more phrase, max tier, and then potential rewards.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
the and at higher levels, I believe the barracks it changes your, or is it the arena? I think it's the arena that changes the benefits you can have in the the arena determines brawl participants, challenge level, and potential rewards. But I think there's,
I think you're talking about tactics, right?
yeah, is that
That's a barracks.
okay? Okay. See, like I should know all this in and out, but it's hard, man. It's hard, even for somebody who does this. Like this is my hobby, but it's like a pretty deep hobby. I'm pretty deep into this stuff, and it's hard to know it all. It's really difficult. And frankly, Splinterlands doesn't know it all, right? They've they keep, they're still developing these things.
Yeah.
Best cheap level 1 legendaries to add for a starter is a question from the audience from Stephen Reeves. Best cheap level 1s legendaries for a starter.
The Fiends.
Yeah, just get one of them, you think?
Yeah, just get the Fiends.
I mean,
like
they can be helpful. I'm not sure if you're trolling me now, but they certainly are helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always think about how useful the chicken was before the Fiends came out.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can have 2 essentially.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But yeah, I think Harclaw is another really good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The reward ones are just so good.
Yeah, these prices are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is the thing, guys. Like it isn't sexy to say buy the cheapest cards. Like it's like, I know that the question, the person who asked the question really is hoping that we've got some sort of sneak peek and we've got some sort of really great tip, probably, right? But here's the deal, man. Like some of these cards are great. I like Grum. I watched version 1's video on Grum from a few days ago. Version 1 he's a time and attention guy, and also he's like a new YouTuber. I like his stuff. And he was being critical of Grum because he's so slow, he misses, and if he misses, he can't bloodlust, and if he doesn't bloodlust, he's pretty useless, and that's all true. But I think you can build a team in such a way that is effective, and that's not his biggest problem, or maybe it is his biggest problem, but it's not a problem that's so big it makes him non-functional. I think he still is very deadly in the right context. But this is $11. That's a big price difference between that and Harclaw, which is a fine tank. And if you're just getting started, like the questioner implied, coming out and buying a $3 card, and if you had $10 to spend, you're thinking at like Grum, you could buy Harclaw and come in and get some epics maybe. Let's see. Yeah, like you could buy almost a whole, because if you're just getting started and you're just playing bronze, you will not get any epics and you will not get any legendaries. So if you had $10 to spend, you could get one Harclaw, and he's a fine tank at the lower levels. He's got that shield. He's got a good amount of hit points. He's not amazing, but he's fine. And long run, I think he's going to appreciate for that price. That'll be nice for you. And then you get some of these epics, which also are not included. And
Mage and Necrosi is amazing.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, maybe if I was just in bronze, I might skip this one. But I like this card. Yep. I like it a lot, but at higher levels. Insidious Warlock, if I was at bronze, I probably would skip this one. But if I was at, I think, gold, I think that's where you can play level 4. If I could get the blind, I'd be interested. This, to me, blind is really important. So, and for 70 cents, I'm a fan of that. So, and then you could maybe level up your summoner or something instead. If you didn't want all those epics, you could come over and you could look at some of these summoners and be like, you know,
Thaddeus is 260.
so you could buy 3 Thaddeus's and one Heartclaw for $10. And yes, I like Brood, or I mean not Grum. I like him a lot. I like some of those other legendaries a lot, like the $10, $20 legendaries. There's some really good ones. Some of my favorites of these more expensive ones: Chaos Dragon, Dr. Blight, of course, Queen Massilia. Depends what level you're playing at, but Adelaide, Brightwing if you're playing at a higher level, Jin Murad if you're playing at a higher level, Lyra at a higher level, maybe at like a silver level, a Desert Dragon. So
I think he gets Pierce at silver.
Yeah, piercing and the trample with the 5 hit points, and that's enough to actually trigger a trample.
Yeah,
that's pretty, and he's reasonable. 7 mana with the 5 cost. I think this card is very good. And so it depends what you're looking at and how big your budget is. But if you are playing in bronze, remember you will not get any epics or legendaries on without buying them or earning them. And just think about stretching your dollar. So, you know, Heartclaw is a great option, but maybe Desert Dragon is also an interesting option. And I would look at my rewards and my chaos as my 2 considerations. Jin Bilk is amazing with Obsidian. I mean, he's just dropping, like, he can hit for 4, and he's a 3 mana monster, and he's really, really cheap right now. $30 for a max copy Jin Bilka is pretty wild. Lots of good choices out there. Eli has a question. Do you think there is a CP problem for new players? Is the hurdle set too high to promote new players to stick around and keep playing? Will Modern Wild Split address that? And will it be... It must have got cut off. Enough. Okay. Will the Modern Wild address that? So I do... First thing, I absolutely agree that the CP thing... There is probably a spacing issue on, for instance, silver to gold. Like, from bronze into silver is not too bad. I think it's 15,000 CP to get to silver. This is free. And then 1,000 CP is not a problem at all. That should be easy for almost anybody to at least earn for free if you can't buy it. 5,000 is getting a bit serious. That would take, you know, some luck on your card draws or a little bit of money. But this, for about $500, you could get like a deck that's going to be in this power range. But this is a big leap. From 15 to 40,000 is a big deal, and from 40 to 70, like, this is a gigantic leap. Like, that's a lot more money. And so I agree with that component. Anyways, Jim, what do you think about the CP and these league barriers?
Yeah, it's definitely a problem, especially when card prices are up, because then it's like, you know, minimum $500, and that's if you're buying CP per dollar. You know, like, just cards that aren't really great for you. It's just to get you that collection power. Which we saw recently, it was like that. And but going into the modern format, I believe they've stated that they are going to be reducing the amount of CP needed. So it will be a lot easier for people to get into it. Also, what I was kind of thinking of is, like, if they set it up to where in order to get into silver, right, it was about $40 to $60. I could also then see $100 if you were talking about if card prices are up there, right?
I guess.
drop something?
Yeah. Juggling my phone. Go on.
So I could see it being around like the $40-$60 mark, because when we're talking about video games, that tends to be the going rate for games out right now. So, to like pretty much give, kind of incentivize people of, it's like, oh, well, you could buy that other game, which is the same price as this, but then like you're getting into that silver 3 range, and then also then earning money.
So you're saying, like, what if the Splinterlands just packaged it in such a way where if you bought a different tier of entrance into the game, you got more better starter cards?
No. I'm more so saying still off of the secondary market.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not exclusively from Splinterlands being like, give us $60, you can play in Silver 3, we'll make it happen.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. But then how would you, so are you saying that just if the price of cards from the market just continued to fall to a point where that was roughly the cost of CP, that would be really tantalizing to new players? Is that what you're saying?
Kind of, but not so much relying on card prices to drop. More so averaging out like what card prices could be, or like what they were, what they could be. And then turning the collection power from 15,000 to say like, 6,000 or 5,000 to get to Silver 3. And then if you're on average getting around 100 collection power per dollar, that would be $60 or $50.
Maybe they'll reframe the new league in such a manner, do you think? Hopefully because that kind of makes sense to me. If you were targeting it financially around, of course, the problem is CP changes, the CP to cost ratio changes, but that makes some sense to me. Like, I mean, I could see cutting these in half, really. 7,000, 20,000, 35,000. Maybe that's too hard, though. I see, this is the thing. People are very critical of Splinterlands, and I forget if it was Eli who asked the question. Eli wasn't being critical, or whoever asked the question wasn't being harsh. But people are harsh with Splinterlands, and they say things like, it's broken and the economy is like effed. And I think it's going really quite well, surprisingly well, considering how complex these issues are. And I don't know how I would solve these problems. Like I just said, oh, maybe the modern league should be half these CPs.
You could see it being half.
I could too, but I also could imagine that being way too low. And then what would that do? If it's way too low, what would that do to the value of cards?
Well, think about it like this, right? When we're looking at how much collection power your cards give in Chaos Legion compared to Untamed, it is half, right?
Yeah.
So going forward, when Untamed rotates out, if they keep the exact same collection power that it is in Chaos Legion, you need double the collection power essentially if we're going to keep it the 15,000.
Yeah. Huh. That's interesting. So I don't think they're going to keep it to 15,000 though in the modern. I think so. This is off the table. They're going to change it. They're going to lower it, but how much lower? And your point is true though. So it might mean in the early going, a change of cutting these in half might seem like too low at first. But as we move away from getting Untamed in there, then it might kind of refocus or be accurate. But then again, they might just do, eventually we might have like a modern league, or a wild league, an Untamed league, or even a Chaos league, and then like ultimately a modern league, which is, years in the future, some various sets that are not even thought of yet. We got lots of people here now. Jerome, hey Gons, how you doing, dude? Hey guys, I'm late. Stever's here, nice. Hey Stever. Yep. Hey dude, appreciate you. Necromancer says Quora Cora Towers Head, best gladiator card. So OP. Let me look. I don't know if I own it though. Actually, going to the shop. Market. Where's the gladiators? Oh yeah, you can't buy gladiators. How am I supposed to see cards that I can't?
What do you mean I can't pay to win this game with Gladiator?
They really, some of them would be pay to win, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these cards are really good.
I'm a big fan of that 10-drop red card.
I don't know.
I'd set him up right behind the Grum because he's got reach.
Oh, this guy, yeah.
Yeah.
And in blast setups, it's I love it. Not all as long as. Hey, Butters. Butters is here. Who else is here? Would be cool to see a Necromancer Summoner that every turn raises one health skeleton randomly on the board as long as there was a space for it. That'd be awesome. Would it be broken?
That'd be broken.
It would certainly be a super annoying feature for opportunity monsters. It might as well be the same as like when you're attacking and your opponent repairs and you attack and they repair, you attack, and it's like you're never getting anywhere. That's
because they would kill the monster, your lineup would move closer to the front, and then at the start of the turn or the end of the turn, they would then summon a skeleton at the back of the line. So that would really stop sneak.
That's true. Yeah. Maybe it wouldn't be because of what you just said, how your unit would fall further and further forward. Maybe it wouldn't be broken potentially because it would be a sneak counter, but even it would only be a sneak. It'd be a sneak impediment. It wouldn't be a sneak. You couldn't, if you still had 2 or 3 sneakers, they would get through it. Interesting. That's kind of a cool thought.
Another thing about it would be if they have 1 attack and 1 HP, probably 1 speed as well. If it's like a zombie or a skeleton, then in sneak attack or melee can attack from anywhere or opportunity, that gets a little out of hand.
Yeah. What else could be a cool ability? What have I seen in other games? Heal, repair. Let's see. I'm going to go over to Splinter Cards. I'm going to look at abilities. Gameplay abilities. Because maybe some of these abilities could be on a summoner card.
Yeah.
Life
Leech.
I feel that'd be so crazy.
Yeah.
Especially if you wanted to do like a magic team and you threw Life Leech on there.
Yeah.
I feel what I said about the slow is very plausible. I also think I do think Amplify has become more meaningful, in my opinion. And therefore, I kind of think we might expect... Now, we have Mylor, who's Thorns, and he's modern. We have Ouster, who's Reflection, and he's modern. Is there another... Amplify only reflects... No, and he reflects... Archery Reflect also. But then there's the... Okay. So I don't think any of those is going to be replicated because they just were done in Untamed and Dice. What about immunity? Would that be meaningful? Maybe.
I think immunity would be unheard of.
Too big, you think?
I don't think it would be. Because, like, sure... Well, I guess all the debuffs out there are kind of good.
Sure. I would think it probably couldn't be packaged. Like it couldn't be immunity, like 3 things.
Yeah.
But it could probably, maybe it could be its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
It certainly would be nice to just not have to deal with all the noxious fumes, man. It's everywhere now. And not to mention the poison, which is out there with every team, including Waka. Oh, and by the way, Waka,
Yeah.
the price of Waka, man.
Yep, I know. He's gone down.
Did he sell on, did they sell him on?
Last I knew, it wasn't even that many. I'm trying to see if there he is. Yeah, it's not a lot.
Oh, I see. That's one.
They have sold 19.
Wow, really?
Yes. Yesterday they sold 19, I think.
Wow. And he's, what is the cost from wax?
1,500.
1,500 USD.
Yeah. Like it varies because what they're trying to do is keep it at the $1,500 mark. So if wax goes up in price, then it will adjust. Then if wax goes down in price and someone can pick it up before the price adjust, then you can get it for actually cheaper.
So what's going on there? What do you make of that? Why did 500 sell out in like a second and then 15 are selling a day on wax? People don't know how to deal with wax or what?
I think it could be partially it. Keeping it on the hive could be another part. Some people just don't have a wax wallet or want to move over there for anything, or they don't have a reason to.
I don't know how to do it. I mean, I'm sure it's easy, but I don't know how to do it, and I'm not going to figure it out. Plus, at this point, I'm like, I do want Waka, but as you've heard me say a million times on the channel, like, it's like, what could you do with that money? There's other ways I could invest it. Right now, I'm fixated on holding my DEC for the SPS, maybe accumulating more SPS, buying cheap cards when the opportunity arises, and then if crypto does what I want it to, maybe buying some more land.
There's another thing I'm thinking about for it as well, is that the hype around it was really big. People were thinking poison was going to be broken, and now we've had over a week now of people playing with him, and it's kind of like, all right, yeah, he's really not that great.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably fair, but and he is expensive for a legendary summoner. But I guess people who buy it, like, there's the collectability side of it too. So I don't know. I mean, people are fickle. They want the shiny new thing. And he's not shiny and new. Like he was. They kind of should have launched all 500 on both maybe at the same time, because the energy was, people were hyped, and now they got, like you say, some people tried it and they're like, I don't know. So that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Necromancer said that CP requirements need to be high enough to set the standard of what you would expect the skill to be. You wouldn't want to set it too low, that it's too easy to achieve. There is a complicated consideration there. I don't know if I think I fully agree with that sentiment, but I do think if it's like I used to play poker, Texas Hold'em, and if you play at a table where it's a $5 buy-in, people throw around their chips, like they'll go all in for no reason with like a crappy hand. But if you play $100 buy-in or no limit Hold'em, what you end up getting is people every hand they can lose all their money, and all their money is a lot of money. and the result is that they are very realistic and cautious where that makes sense. Not at all being ridiculous, not being too ridiculous. And I think that would be the case if we allowed like silver to be really, really cheap, like metaphorically speaking, $5 to play in silver, or like maybe $50 to play in silver. Maybe that's way too cheap, because then we get so many people playing in silver and they're just throwing, like, are they deeply invested in the game is what the metaphor I'm trying to draw, or are they just here for the quick opportunity, the all-in push and see what happens? I don't know. I think I'd like it the way it is, but I actually think it probably just needs more layers in the tiers. Like instead of being silver 3, 2, 1 at like, I think 15, 40, 70, if it was like silver 3, 2, 1 and it was like 15, 25, 40, that's silver. And then gold is 70, 100, 150 or something like that. But then I'm not certain about that even. So I guess where I'm landing is just a general uncertainty, because I feel it's so complicated that I just want to, I think I want to land by saying I'm really impressed by what Aggie and what Yaba have accomplished, because if you think running an economy is good, look, watch your government, because they're messing it up, and so is mine. And yet somehow these two nerds who made a video game are seemingly getting it right.
Yeah.
Jordan says he's making triage, what are they called? Arbitrage trades on Litecoin tonight. He says he bought $40 of LTC on Hive and then went to Tribal Dex and swapped it for $40.51. Nice. But I guess I hope you're not, the taxes would get you if there's tax reporting there, you'd be in real trouble.
That's why we don't report that stuff,
I don't know about you, but I'm talking to my tax man. I'm setting up appointments. I got my sharpening my pencil over here. From what I understand, Modern will have lower CP levels because new cards give less CP. True. That's what Steeper said. And he said, Jordan, it will be 550 for the first and go up by 25. I missed part of the conversation. Trying to catch on to what Steeper said, but I missed part of it. I also saw Betelgeuse out there. Hey, dude. I can't find the chain of communication. Better because I have hundreds of dollars. Yeah. Eli says he's getting upset because he's got hundreds of dollars worth of purchases in the game, but he's barely S2. Yeah, man. This game is a long-term thing, my dude. Like, try to tell yourself that I'm having fun with a game and I'm in a community that I'm enjoying and I'm getting some rewards, and just leave it at that, and then play that is going to be enough, or hopefully is going to be enough to allow you to enjoy the process for several weeks or months. And then you start to get one or two rewards that are pretty cool and pretty meaningful. And that's when it starts to feel like, okay, like maybe when's the next legendary gold foil, or when's the next, Chaos Legion pack that I'm going to unlock that then turns into some really cool gold foil Tarsa or something like that. Yeah, I mean, patience, but I hear you. Like, it's not cheap to have a decent deck in the game. It's not cheap at all. The minimalist hoarders. Maybe they should have made it that all enemy monsters should be poisoned at the beginning of the round with less damage, or it only procs every other round. If they did that, then they'd have to rethink the whole poison dynamic. I think you'd really punish... I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I think poison is fine as it is. I think the part of the problem is that poison is not even more deadly, and that's why the Waka is kind of a little bit... People are not rushing to buy them. Daddy finger. Daddy finger, daddy finger. Dwayne, sir, are you going to make a video on making scholars? Daddy finger, I think I have one more scholar account right now, but I mostly hand them out to people who support my YouTube channel at bronze or higher. So if anybody supports the channel and they have an interest in that, let me know. And I also help out the time and attention guys. So if there are members of the guild who would like to run a scholarship account, I do help you guys out. So let me know. And I think I have one account right now that is not being piloted, but I don't just hand them out because it's a lot of money. I have to put thousands of dollars worth of cards into an account. I have to buy an account. It takes time to set it up and all that stuff. Jordan says, I'm trying to buy a house, so I gotta report taxes. Sadly, the government's worse than the mafia. The taxes they take on my money. That's, yeah, I totally agree, dude. I totally agree. Last night on my private live, oh, I gotta finish my team here. Get me there.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
That's all good, buddy.
I forgot I was on mute.
It's all good, bro. Last night we were talking about like some politics stuff, and sure enough, it didn't get monetized because YouTube's like, we can't talk about this stuff. This is off. These are dangerous thoughts.
Oh my god.
It's all good. There's a funny meme. It's not even a meme from Family Guy. Did you ever watch Family Guy, Jim?
Yeah.
You remember the thought where Peter is like, I think it's Peter. He's like, the camera pans into Peter's brain, and there's like one brain cell at a desk on the side, and there's another brain cell on a different desk on the side, and the one guy's like, say Jim, he like stops working at his desk for a second. He's like, say Jim, you ever wonder what's outside these walls? And the other brain cell's like, whoa, no, that's dangerous thinking. The idea, man, it's like, sometimes I feel like that's the world we live in, where people are like, shh, you can't say those bad words. Like, you're not allowed to think dangerous things. I don't like this one. We're in trouble. All that magic damage, but I do have the kitty. Maybe? No, he's got the double. Oh, I have the double heal, but is it enough? No. I don't think it is. Cleanse is nice. Getting rid of that affliction. Maybe I am gonna pull this off. Eesh, if I got one more punch from him, I would have trampled into the flying fiendish harpy.
Yeah.
Maybe we're okay though. Maybe. No.
I mean, yeah, I don't think so.
No. Because the scavenge and the life leech were just too much. Like, look at the doctor's got 10. The people kind of crap on the bonesmith. This card's really good.
Yeah.
It's a really good card.
It was actually yesterday we did we were going over like a list of our most underrated cards or undervalued cards, and a few of them picked the Bonesmith.
As what? Undervalued or overvalued?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as undervalued, underrated card in general.
Yeah. I think I did I don't know if I included that as one of my things, but it's a great card. I mean, especially when you look at the price. maybe let's spend a couple minutes. Let's see. Mo, did I do a video on this recently? Let me check before I repeat myself. Which cards? Wait. Overrated.
Eli always has been.
I did overrated and overpriced. I haven't done underrated recently, I don't think. What did Eli say?
He said it's crazy how oppressive the world is.
Mm-hmm.
Always has been.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Butter says he pulled a gold foil Caliafrendel in the pack I sent him last week, or whenever that was.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Desert Dragon. I'm just not.
No.
Yeah. John Lloyd brought that up. He said Jim hated Luke for picking Desert Dragon.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. So I'm going to say most. Let's see. There's so many red cards. I'm going to narrow it down. Hang on.
We did specifically rewards and Chaos Legion. More
Okay.
so Chaos Legion rewards.
Okay. Now don't, like, you can, if you want, Jim, you can say whatever you said in that video if you want. If you still stand by it, do that. If you rethink it, let the people know. But because I didn't see that video, so I don't know what she said. So let me say mine first, because I don't want to just copy you. Let me see. Underrated. So like let me see. What does that mean? Does it mean the best buy? Does it mean the cheapest card? Does it mean the most expensive card that's worth it? Underrated. I'm going to look for the card that really should be more expensive and is a real game changer. Those are some thoughts that I'm trying to explore here. This is pretty expensive.
Yep.
And you need 100 of them. See, no, it's too expensive to be underrated. Possibly this one. It's still, you need 50 of them. That's only, I mean, yeah, it's $100 or whatever, or maybe even 150. But you don't need to go all the way. You know, if you went to retaliate, that's pretty helpful. If you got to 32, it's really helpful.
Yeah, I think all of us actually play in, well, from yesterday, silver and gold. Okay. So we weren't even looking at like max cards.
Okay, so I'm going to say the Forgotten One, because at level 3, you can play that in silver, I think. And for your epics, it's got retaliate, which is super helpful. It's got immunity, which is great. It's not a giant. I think it can compete with Grum, in my opinion. And if you have a Quid already, that's really interesting with this guy. If you have a Tarsa, that's interesting with this guy. I like him. He's quite strong with the hit points and the armor. I'm gonna say, and for this price point, he's pretty decent. You know, maybe not a carry tank, but he's definitely a strong, reliable tank that you could play a lot of. I don't know if he's gonna, if he's what I would exactly call a carry because of the speed, but I like him a lot. And I think out of these cards from the fire team, he's not my favorite, but in terms of the price point and what he offers as a main tank, yes, he would be mine for fire. What did you say, Jim?
Well, Forgotten One, I think, is a must-have in Noxious Fumes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if you aren't playing Forgotten One and your opponent is, you're going to have a hard time.
Yep, absolutely.
Because they set up their tank in the front line, they put in the Scavo Chemist to give cleanse on the main tank, you put Forgotten One in the center of your team, and you just wait for Noxious Fumes to take over.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, that's a great, like it's kind of a cheese play, but I do that regularly, and I did it yesterday.
Yeah.
And it works, and you want to win, right? It's like, you don't really care how you win, you want to win. So I agree. And he's also an epic, which means you don't get him with your standard starter deck, and therefore a bronze and silver, he's going to be a meaningful addition, because you're not even going to get a level 1 of him. So
Yep.
I think at bronze or silver, this is a guy, and I like him at the highest levels, by the way, and I think he's reasonably priced even for the highest levels, but I know, you know, most people don't have $150, but, you know, $25 to get him a level 3. I think for me, Fire, this would be the one that I would consider the most underrated, or, you know, most desirable for its price point and what it would do for you. That specifically from rewards and chaos.
Yeah.
Let's see, from water. Well, this one, yeah, you already know what I'm thinking, don't you? Well, man, it's actually tough because there are some really great cards here for a really great price.
We also didn't do one for every color. We
No.
more so just picked like any card.
Mm.
You know, it could have been 3 in blue or something like that.
Mm. I really, of course, Oceanus is ludicrous. Like, this card is so good, it's nonsense that it's this cheap. But it is, and if you don't have it, you should buy it. And if you have one, you should buy more. Don't go crazy like me, but I think I might have 100 Oceanuses. I'll check later.
I think I have 3.
It's very good, man. It's very good. If this isn't $100 in 4 years, I'll be surprised. Jim, I hope we're friends then, buddy, and I hope we can come back and be like, you know, either laugh at that comment or, you know, be like, you know, we could have been millionaires. We just bought more Oceanuses. One or the other is going to happen. So Oceanus, but Demon Shark. Demon Shark is a carry tank. I like him at even the low levels. Particularly, I like him at, you know, silver. Silver, you're getting up to 4, right? I always forget this. Do you get 4 rare or do you get 5 rare?
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah. And Rage is a big deal. 3 goes to 5 damage. And Trample does proc well with a 5 damage. Sure, he doesn't have a huge hit point pool, but it's pretty good. Like, he only gets 2 more later on. This thing's tough. This is, in my opinion, a carry tank at silver or higher. So Demon Shark or Oceanus. I feel like everybody under the sun knows you should have Oceanus. I feel like everybody knows Demon Shark. Neither of them are truly underrated in a sense because they're obvious, but they're just so good and they're actually really cheap still. So that's what I would have to say. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I don't think so much the Jin Oceanus, other than him being underpriced. I think he's for sure underpriced. But my card I picked for blue was Wavesmith. It's 12 cents right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it does do 3 magic damage at the highest levels, which is pretty bananas. And the Dispel and the Protect. I like this card a lot. And you're right, it is silver. Super cheap. What was that?
I was saying it also gets 2 damage in silver.
Mm-hmm. You're making me want to go check how much it is in gold foil. But I mean, the Oceanus, though, like Void, it makes this thing a tank. And then Phase at the silver level, this thing is fast enough that it's going to dodge some magic. It's going to have that Void. I like this card a lot. Like, so much. I don't think it's just good. I think it's really, really amazing.
Smith gold foil is $3.30 or $3.40, depending on how many you want to buy. Whoa! Don't be looking at my cards I'm about to buy, Dwayne. You don't hit that button. You know what? I'm sick of this abuse. I'm out of here.
I got to get my my PKM up so I can get me some
right,
PKM.
Right. I get you.
I'm
So
just
now
over
you're trying to scam me twice.
33,000, just over 33,000. That's pretty wild. I've bought $33,000 worth of cards in the last year. This big lump here helped 2,300 or something. Anyways, let's carry on. So, bye. Yeah, I mean, I like the Wavesmith. It's great. Well, let me see. Regular only. Reward chaos. No. No. Possibly. I mean, I know it's obvious, but he's so good with obsidian, and he's really cheap too. See.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
Yeah, of course I'm thinking about him, but I also think this is worth reviewing. Shield, Giant Killer, and Rage. And I know you're not going to go that high for most players, but this is an interesting card when it enrages and giant kills, and it's not going to have Giant Killer at silver, but it's still got 4 damage and shield, and it's pretty interesting. I don't think it's better than the man, but he doesn't have heal. Maybe it is better. I could see an interesting, like in a reverse speed you got him, and in a normal speed you got him maybe.
Yeah. It also comes down to like if you need that shield, because in modern they don't have a shielding tank.
That's right.
The only one they had was Stone Golem, but that's in beta.
Yeah. Yeah, shield tanks are very strong. Like, I mean, that's that's classic tank.
You for sure want to have shield and void, or some way to handle like magic, and then like a sustain tank is always good.
Oh, but then again, Grund.
Yeah.
I mean,
Grund with a taunt is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He really, really is. So this is a tough one for me. Jin Bilka is amazing with the obsidian. Grund is amazing if you have the slip spawn for the taunt. Mycelic is amazing in the reverse speed low levels. If you're playing at a higher level, Mercenary is so cheap, it's you have to have him.
Even low level Mercenary is amazing.
Yeah, you're right, but I mean, when you get up in here with the heal and the retaliate, this is such an exceptional card. This is nonsense.
Yeah.
But where do you play him in silver?
Yeah, you can. I'm also just going off of what Aggro has stated in the past of him having a 80% win rate in bronze.
Wow. The flying.
So level 3.
The flying must really help too, because that's a 25% chance to dodge, and unless you have snare, right? I think Veracelacia, there's room to make Veracelacia have like a late kind of price spike. Like, I think flyers are getting away with things lately, and I think there's Bloom and there's a lot of good flyer monsters, and they just run away with it. But then if we just collectively we used Veracelacia, we would tamp down some of these evasive flyers. Okay, so I wasn't being very clear on the green. I don't know where I land, to be honest. All those cards I mentioned are good. At bronze, I would want Grund, but that would mean I would need Slip Spawn. At silver, I would want Jin Bilka. Yeah, because the 2 becomes 3, which is really nasty.
And he gets the void. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I'm gonna break the green down. For the white team, my first thought is Chaos Knight. I really like that card. Chaos Knight, 6 cents. It's got the Inspire, but maybe that's too unreasonable for most people. So if we're talking just up to level 5, possibly I could pass on it. It's still good. 3 attack, giant killer, shield. It's still good, but probably I pass on it because it has too few hit points for that lower level, and it doesn't have the Inspire yet. Stitch Leech. Actually, I don't even need to look any further. This card's so good. Oh, it doesn't get the Life Leech yet. The Life Leech is
gold.
That's really important for it to be my pick. So yeah.
Crystal Smith is so good.
I know,
in silver
and cheap and Sloan, right?
Look at that. It goes to 2 attack in silver, and then Sloan puts it at 3 attack for 4 mana, along with tank heal.
And even a decent speed of 3 speed. Yeah, it's I think that's probably the one. But then again, Jin Renova is so good too, and has the triage is not yet available.
I picked Jin Renova for my undervalued and underrated. Because I thought for that price, and they've already stated that they plan on buffing her, because going from, I think it's 4 to 5, there's no stat change.
Yeah. Well, just the triage, but yeah, no stat change. And then this one. Yeah.
I'm saying from going to level 4 to level 5, there's nothing different.
I see. In fact, all the way down from level 3. Yeah, you get the triage, I know, but like, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, this is a great pick. I think I would say Crystal Smith. 11 cents. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
And how much
that
is
reward card, huh?
How much is the Crystal Smith and gold foil? Wayne might need to buy a few copies here. There he is, $3. There she is. I mean,
it's pretty good.
How many do I need? 22.
How many do I need?
15. That's 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many is that? I don't know. That's about right.
I think 22 that was.
That's what I wanted. Good. I'm trying to build a gold deck, and with you might as well get some of these critical cards that are super important, and just turn them gold. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely Crystal Smith. Now, Death Team. And the Crystal Smith, by the way, probably even at gold or diamond, or I would say, because it does even more damage, and it's still that 4 cost, and it's got that tank heal. Okay, I think I see which one I want. Yep. Lots of good cards. Love this deck. Driftwing. At the silver, you're getting up to 6 hit points with the backfire, flying, and scavenge. Like we just said about the mercenary, flying is quite evasive at lower levels because there's a lack of snare. And so this will actually proc fairly often with the 4-speed Riftwing. Silver or higher. I love this card. 11 cents is crazy. Bonesmith is great too. But this is a tank. It's an off tank, mind you, but it's a tank. Thoughts? Bonesmith?
Yeah. I mean, both of those I think are correct. They're super cheap. The Bonesmith is an amazing card. Later on, it gets poison in silver, and which we know poison can be pretty game changing.
Yeah.
And the Nightwing is, oh man, that thing's a monster. It's a level 4, right? So you put it in like second or third slot in low what is it? Little League? Is that
Mhm.
what it's called?
Yep, Little
Yeah,
League. Yep.
Little League. And then like you can put like chicken in front of it, you can put the fiend in front of it, whatever else really, or even a main tank, and then he's just gonna get bigger
Yep.
and bigger, and then it's really difficult for them to kill him if they don't have a plus damage summoner.
I agree. Good night, Steven. He's taking off. Thanks for coming out, buddy. Appreciate you. Butter says I would wait to buy reward cards for 3 days at the end of the season when people are dumping on the market like 20 to 30% discounts. I even get below bid. Good point. I'm gonna hold Butters. That's a really good point. I'm gonna sit on my trigger finger here for the next 10 minutes. Okay, so dragon and then neutral. Let's see.
I personally think Twilight Basilisk. I don't think he's good in bronze and silver, but when you get him to gold with that stun is really clutch.
Yeah, I agree.
Is so good.
Chihuahua's good, but better at gold. Silver with the lack of enrage, I don't like it. I think
He has horns, which is it's really strong.
Sure, and you can bring amplify, these days, but yeah, no, he's very strong. He's an interesting consideration. I think I'd probably rather have blast, scattershot, flying, 10 hit point, 3 damage, chaos dragon, but maybe that's too expensive. But this is
so 6 more mana.
This is $30 to buy that silver level.
Yeah.
And this is $5, $6. So, it's a totally different ballpark. So yeah, Chihuahua's an amazing deal for this price. It's an amazing. He's a real proper tank, especially with the amplify. This is probably my pick, but I would also say if you're looking for a summoner, never sleep on the dragons. Yes, I know we're talking like these are bigger dollars that we're talking about, but for silver all you need is 3 of these. Yes, it's $100, but I mean it's a dragon and it's going to be giving you that diversity. You can use them with more of your cards. Quicks the Devious is I think quite good. And then when you compare him to other dragon summoners, quickly, like this one is an epic. You need 46 copies. It's the same price as a legendary, which you need 11 copies. That's the sort of price appreciation that can happen, and from when a card becomes old. This is an epic, and there's 7 copies of it. $7 of it. So you need 46. So 46 times 7, $500-ish. No, 330 bucks. So. Oh, but I guess I would be talking about getting 10, so you'd be $75. So Kretch is cheaper, I guess. And Kretch is interesting.
About 75 as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah, it's almost exactly the same. What would you prefer, Jim? Quicks or Kretch
I'd prefer Quicks
for the
all
package?
day. Yeah. Because I think there's a lot of really good range units out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think General Salone, it seems like, is getting picked up more, or at least I see her more. And I really like the minus speed.
Cool. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right about that. Unless you're at gold, and then you start unlocking that extra rare bonus, and I like the epic then. But this is not exactly cheap. It's just on the conversation of, looking at underrated things in the game. Always consider your dragon summoners because they are they've got that extra versatility. And lastly, neutrals. Neutrals, overlooked, underrated, affordable, slept on. Let's see. Right here. The supply runner with the swiftness, neutral.
Yep.
It's got 5 hit points, 2 damage, and for 6 mana with the swiftness. Swiftness is so important because it's gonna allow you to win faster. And if you punch before they punch, that's usually the win. And Sloan, right? Add this to Sloan's arsenal, and it's gonna make that white team quicker and more deadly, and give you one more option with 3 archery damage. This would be my pick. What about you?
Yeah, Supply Runner is an amazing card. There's the fact that it gives swiftness in silver is absurd.
Yep.
It's so powerful. Even if you're not using it with General Salone to get that extra attack on it, even 2 damage speeding everything, because you're moving at 5 speed at that point.
Yeah.
Like minimum.
Yeah.
And it's neutral, which is the amazing part about this card. And it's only 11 cents, 12 cents per BCX.
I know. You like that's $6 to get like a real game changer card right there. $6.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're gonna get it. No, you don't get neutrals, right? Neutrals. I don't think you get neutrals from a starter deck. I also don't think you, unless am I wrong about that?
I actually don't remember.
I don't have a way of checking that, but I don't think you do. And I know.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, okay. But still.
But it seems like it's actually only Untamed. They don't give you Chaos Legion.
Is that so?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, it's dice. My bad.
Yeah.
They only give you dice. No, it is Untamed. All right, what is wrong with me? Yeah, these are Untamed. Yeah. So the starter set is 7 cards for neutral.
7 cards for neutral. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my picks, guys. I don't know. I'm gonna clip this and put it up, Jim. And guys, I'd love to see in the comment section like what you think. Did we overlook something? Did we skip your favorite? There's some really great cards here that are definitely overlooked that I didn't call out or that Jim didn't say. So make sure you pop by, even if you watched it with me, even if you're here live. Thank you for hanging out. But yeah, drop by and drop a like. And before you go, I am going to shut it down now. I'm starting to feel my throat's starting to bother me, but thank you. Like and subscribe before you leave. And I'm going to do my best to sustain the Thursday, Friday. So let's look forward to another members only Thursday next week, which will be silver, gold, diamond, and champion supporters of my YouTube channel. And then Friday's public. So come hang out, guys. Thank you for your time and attention. Jim, do you want to say anything before we close her down?
Yeah, I want to say thank you so much for having me. It's always fun. And yeah, if you guys are interested in checking out some stuff I do, I stream over on Twitch it's twitch.tv/JimMorganHNH. Also on YouTube, I post videos every now and again. And soon I'd actually love to be streaming on YouTube as well. So you guys can find me at JimMorganHNH as well. And I also do tabletop gaming content if you're interested in that, which is Hobbies and Happiness.
Thanks, buddy. Really, guys, check it out. It's good quality content. They had me on Hobbies and Happiness. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Met Dan and hanging out with Jim also. So, guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. Check out the channels for Jim. Have an amazing night and have an awesome weekend. God bless, guys. Bye for now. So Jim, you get what we said in all the conversations, what you got going on for the weekend here. Was it nothing?
I'm recording tomorrow
That's
with
right.
Dan. I think we're probably doing like 2 or 3 videos. And then Monday we tend to record the podcast